Today we're making this out of this. We're starting off with a big chunk of firewood. We're gonna remove some of this old bark, get this thing cleaned up, get a little more hammer shaped. Some tools you might need are an axe, just to kind of rough some things up. Watch out for some sap. So, it smells really good, but I don't want to gunk my tools up too much. So let's start by removing this bark. Let's get to it. Not usually a good clean as I go person, but every time I do it, it pays dividends the entire time. So, cut all that bark off, all that sap. That would get real sticky here later. I will say, this is not the right axe. There's flatter axes for, I think, called hewing wood, but work with what you got. Some cracks through here that we're gonna hopefully avoid. That there. Try to use this chunk. Cut all this away. Little room to wiggle. Already looking kind of like a hammer. Yeah. We'll get there. We're looking to get a rough rectangle. Start some work, so maybe a little more. So we're trying to cut away this. And then a little bit of this, and some of that. One bad thing about not having a mallet is that it makes this process a little more difficult. Hey, more sap. Always fun. So you can see we're getting really close. Just flattening off this last end, then we'll figure out these angles. We're gonna drill a hole through the top, out the bottom, that'll be our handle. And we're gonna cut these at slight angles. They'll actually, they might match that one just perfect, so I might just mirror this angle on this side. What we do is we get that angle, lock this. We're just gonna take that and mirror it on the other side. We deviated from our line a little bit, but for a little work mallet, be more than fine. So the idea for this, I have completely taken from the wonderful Paul Sellers. If you do not already watch his channel, I do not know how you found me first, but you should go watch him. He has a really good explanation, and his book actually shows a lot on how to do this. I have our block of wood, roughly this. We're going to drill a hole through this that's tapered. Then the bottom, we would have a slightly smaller exit hole, so that, as you can see, this tapers. It'll be a tapered chunk, so if we were to look at it from the side, it'd look roughly like that. And our handle will be this. So as it goes through, it wedges itself into this and gives us a really solid connection. So we got the head of our mallet and the handle. The handle has a little bit of a taper like we were talking about. So the hole through the center of the head is going to be wider at the top, narrower at the bottom, just so it can match this. So as this goes through, eventually it'll wedge in and lock there. Then we'll have our handle, this, and we'll trim everything up later. But for now, we gotta hollow this out. We're getting close. We still have a little bit of tightness that we're working through. All right, got a pretty good fit. The only thing I want to do is make this a little nicer to hold. This is the second time I've done this. The last one was a lot bigger. I think this one will be a little more manageable. And the softer wood won't damage my tools as much. So it's a give and take. Better than bashing my hand or a 2x4 against the chisel while I'm working. So let's get this oiled up with a little boiled linseed oil. Be careful with this stuff. Dispose of your rags correctly. Heard too many horror stories of things spontaneously combusting, so do your research. And if anyone knows what this is, like this wood, please let me know. And that's the mallet made out of firewood. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, like and subscribe. See you there.